Okay, guys, welcome here. What I'm going to do is quickly to give you an update of where Bitcoin is standing, and then I'm just going to show you who we are. And then I'll come back to Bitcoin. We're then going to get Inus on. Inus has made some really fantastic calls since Monday when we started, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And we're going to do another call tomorrow, which will be the last call. You really need to make sure that you bring your friends and family along. Now, in 2016-17, I developed an algorithm. Basically, I already developed it. I am working in the oil and gas industry, and what I discovered is that people are dying due to there's fatalities, near misses, incidents where people lose their arms, their legs, and I looked back at historical data, and I developed cyclical data that can, to a certain extent, predict if you do the right kind of audits on it and input that data in certain modules, that it can predict what will happen in the future with oil and gas workers working in drilling and completions. It's been mapped out, because remember this now, when you drill in the oil and gas industry, they drill more or less the same way. Drilling and completions is the same process. I was shocked to find out when I look at SOPs. Now remember, SOP, standard operating protocols, have changed slightly because some equipment have changed minor. But if you look at the basis behind it, it's still the same principle, where they have worked 100 years ago, do the same kind of work. You're going to bend, you're going to stand, you're going to walk, you're going to, your head is going to be inside a space where you have to be careful, and you can lose an arm, you can lose a leg, you can fall. That kind of stuff is still the same. So when we looked at that, and we said historical data showed this, and this is how many people died over that cycle period of 100 years, then we can go forward and we can say, but wait a second, you need to be careful, because if you are operating the same way now, the chance is that you can have 1 or 2 fatalities for this year. And it's scary accurate, really. So what I did is then, in 2015-16, I started working in Bitcoin. I had a look and said to myself, okay, right, let's have a look at Bitcoin, what it did since 2008, 2009, and let's see if we can predict what it will do. Now, guys, the scary part is here. I know exactly what Bitcoin is going to do for the next 3 months. The timeline may be a little bit distorted. As a matter of fact, I know what it will do for the next year. Now, this is the powerful data that you get. If you look at here on the bottom here, there is like a chart analysis here where we predicted and said the market will go sideways, it will have a drop. Number 2, sideways drop. We said it will go sideways here. We're looking for point number 3. It went sideways here. It dropped. It doesn't always drop exactly the same way we want it, but we were looking for this pullback here. Now I'm going to give everybody here a hint here. We believe the low is in. Okay, very difficult to make calls like this. You can be wrong as well, but I want to let you know that if I look at more data now today, because I'm analyzing things now on 4 hours, which we've never done before. I'm only analyzing things on a day, but I'm working overtime now just to analyze that now on 4 hours. From here, what we said is that the market is going to go up there, up into that high point here. Now, here in February, most of you that were on the 6 days of bull had this nice little run up here. Remember the 6 days of bull where we just ran up, and Nico did those calls and day trade signals. And then we said the market is going to go down here, right down there. So the market came down. Then we said it's going to go up, and that high point there will not be higher than this point here. So how valuable is this data for you? And then we said the market is going to go right down to the bottom when we started this call. And I'm doing it live here now, guys. We're not just pulling this out of our socks like a Christmas little gift. These are things that we predicted 1 year ago. 1 year ago, I came out more than that actually. And I said that we're going to come to the bottom here. We're going to stay on the bottom here for weeks. And then we said between 9 and 12 weeks. And don't be surprised if it takes longer, because they're going to keep us here on the bottom. Now, on Monday, what I said is that we're going to get into this bottom here. Now, you can see here that we went up there. We said that will not be breaking out, but we're going to go lower. And then what we expected here is that yesterday and the day before is that we would potentially come down here to this low point there. But I think we are over the hump now. This blue line here that you see here now, we've just crossed that and we're staying there now. Don't be surprised if we have one whack down to 36, 37. There's not a time for you to short the market. There's not a time for you to long the market right now. I'm talking about the next day, 2, 3, 4. What you're going to find is that some coins will spike, and we're going to look at the coins that Inus is showing you now. The whole goal here of this presentation is to show you that you can make some money out of this. What I'm expecting is that the market is going to go sideways here, like what we predict here. See there, just sideways. And then what's going to happen is, and I'm only going to show you the short-term view now, but we're going to go upwards here. We are going to break. I tell you now, we're going to break 45. Okay, and then we're going to go upwards here into this target here. Now, what happens after this, if you want to get the data that I have here, I know exactly what the market is going to do for 3 months. You really want to know this data because everybody wants to buy the bottom. Everybody wants to sell the top. Okay, where's that top? Is this the top? Should we get out there? We know. And this is what everybody really wants to know, guys, if you trade long term. So when you go here to BitcoinTAF.com, the first thing that you need to do, if you are new here, get back to the person that invited you here. You need to go and create an account, join, sign up. It's going to ask you for their affiliate link. You put their affiliate link in and you join under them. There's a way that you can make money, multiple streams of income. The more people you refer, there's people now earning $1,000 a week and more. Guys, it's scary what people are earning just by referring people. The second way that you're going to make money, guys, is when you click on these products here on the top there, there's products here, is by trading multiple streams of income. You know, you've got your long-term trade reports here, and then you've got on the bottom here, you've got the small cap big gains, which Inus is going to explain to you shortly now. Inus is one of our analysts. I work with Inus, and we look at all these charts. We write a report, which we present once a week, and then there's multiple videos that we do and multiple updates in a Telegram channel of trade calls, which are just really insane. And you are going to see over the next 2 months, those calls are going to be 100%, 200%, 300%. Guys, you want to know the right coins. Not all coins are going to move. So with that said is, when you log in here, what you're going to see, guys, is your back office, something like this. You know, you're going to log into your dashboard there. Your subscriptions will be there. And let me just quickly show you how the subscriptions work. So when you go here to, let's say like small cap big gains, which is this one here, on the bottom it will say your view. When you view that, you're going to have your blogs, your Telegram, documents, events, and videos. For example, these videos will be uploaded here as well when we're done with them. Or there they are. Okay, so they're uploaded there. So you can go and view these videos here. Those videos are also uploaded in the interim now for the public, which is just on the blog posts. So if you go here to the blog posts, you can have a look at them there. So guys, the basis of this and what we are giving you today is don't fear the market. This market here is going to break out. You know, we are confident in that. It's time to enter, and Inus is going to show some really amazing coins here. Over to you, Inus. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, Marius. Appreciate that. So welcome, everybody. So as we have now seen yesterday, we got the announcement for the Fed keeping interest rates as it is on 0.25. We had a little bit of a blip there in the market, but this is just all the last bits of shaking out before we continue the trend higher. The fear and greed is still really at 27, so there's not a lot of confidence yet in the move. But on a technical basis, these are the key levels that we are watching. We know where the momentum is going to go. So as long as the very important line was yesterday and a few days ago was at 38, now we're coming to break that to the $40,000 level. And the next real key one is at $43,000 level. When you come into small caps, we analyze that in a lot more detail. So the coins that I'm going to have a look at today is AIOZ. So just to let you know, it is not on Binance. It is on a few different exchanges. It's ranked 336. So it's on Gate, Coinbase, and KuCoin for those that want to trade it. So it's got decent volume on those three exchanges. So it's a little bit of a smaller coin, and they are in the Web3 space, interoperable layer 1 built on the Atom. You can see Cosmos ecosystem on Atom, and they want to decentralize the whole web, where you can become a node, you can plug in your computer, become a node, a decentralized CDN, content-based network, and that's a fantastic setup for what they've got as a infrastructure or fundamentals in their business. So, however, any coin cannot weather the storm, doesn't matter on what the fundamentals is, the coin has gone down 88%. So in a downwards trend, it really got down very hard. It's in a massive broadening formation. It had it 1, 2, 3 tests there, but now it's set up a beautiful, larger falling wedge. That has significantly now broken out. We actually already hit the first target of T1. Now there's a re-entry zone, and the Ichimoku cloud is already starting to turn green. So I do believe that AIOZ has got good setup for the future. Very important for us is to get above this level of the 27, 28 cents. And I do think there can be a much bigger, if this all goes according to plan, there we go, can form inverted head and shoulder. And technically, that can take us to our target 4 here of 209%. So the coin still has some work to do for us to come down slightly, perhaps in the buy zone for anyone that wants to get into the coin. But I do say once the momentum has shifted, it's not necessarily that it's going to come down that low again. Because remember, I analyzed these coins early in the week, and then I have all these breaks already. But by the time we get to announce it on the channel, it's actually already made its way a lot higher. So now we need to get where can we re-enter. So any position from these supports around here, also at 21 cents, can be good ladder in possibilities. We are overbought, slightly making a bearish divergence there. So it would be good if you have some patience and wait for that buy zone for AIOZ. And then we've got a stop loss just here below at 16 cents. So AIOZ is looking good at a broader term picture. We had the downwards momentum already down for 80. I think the low was about 90%. And now it's on its way to recovery. So that is looking good for a setup in the next few weeks. As we like in small cap gains, we like to trade a setup for getting into a coin in the next 7 days up to the next 30, maximum coming to 60 days. Otherwise, we will look and try and change coins and get you out and get into another strategy. But really forming very good support here at the current 18 cents level, which is the lower part of that buy zone. But that key level, that black line, will be significant for us to break through. And once we can break through, find that's in support, then we can move up to these higher targets. I'll share the coins in on that Telegram channel as well. So the next one everyone's familiar with on Sandbox, Sand. This is in the Metaverse space as well. People can buy these lands, play in this game. You can stake sand, you can earn rewards as well. So Sand really made a significant bounce in the last few days. We had the breakdown of the channel. It's in a much larger accumulation zone, which was here. And this goes back up until October 2021. Every time people get into these zones, it's a good buy or accumulation area for adding to positions. So if we just zoom in a little bit closer, we are still in a downward trend in this parallel channel. So this $3.50 towards $3.50 is a very key trend that needs to be broken. And if we can just get into the coin, if it wicks down into these levels around $3.11 towards just below $3, that's a good support area. And that will set up targets for us towards T1 to T4 of a max here I've got at 61%. But as soon as this is done and we've turned this parallel channel into support and these targets are met, this is only but the start of a much larger channel that's going to move to the upside. And this will be the bottoming formation where we will be heading up higher. These are some key dates we need to look for going forward in Sand on the 10th of April and the 18th of April. may get some good spikes or volatility in those days, or a possible reversal, or a possible great momentum that the coin came down into a little bit of a drop and move to the upside where we can get a higher target again there. But that will track as we go forward. That's a coin for our paid group as well, which we'll monitor, because I do think these are still early days. This is the beginning of the cycle. This coin has got a lot more to offer than only 54%. So those are the two coin picks for the day, AIOZ and SAND. And then let's just quickly have a look at our coins from yesterday. This was BAT. You can see BAT raced past T2 already. It actually did come down into the re-entry zone. For anyone that did that trade, well done. Just want to quickly move that up so you can just see where we are at the moment. Yes, so it's now from the re-entry zone up 5%. So that's good. You can lock in some profits. You can put up your stop loss to break even at least. If you bought into these levels, always good locking in, securing those profits. But this coin for me, it's just something that I'm going to ride to the upside. This is looking really good. GRT came into that first target, now on the support. If we come down to visit in the buy zone again, that's just good ladder in positions again for me. GRT is still looking good. The break against Bitcoin is also looking healthy. Then Axie Infinity, we had it while it was still into this buy zone. We now breaking to the upside. We can see that it's just finding support as well. Nice bullish divergences on the smaller time frames, but if you look on higher time frames as well, it's only the beginning for this massive move to the upside. So Axie Infinity looking good. And then I mentioned Smooth Love Potions. Those two is going to go hand in hand. So Smooth Love Potion also had a beautiful breakout. This was more or less the area where we mentioned. So that's already now 12% up. The key resistance, that blue line. So if we can just get the price to trade above that blue line, that would be beautiful. Nice setup for these targets to the upside. But first, I said that major resistance, keep a note for that. This area, that slight blue line parallel channel coming down is going to be strong resistance. So for me, I like to play it as by that time, I want to be 60, 70% maybe out of a coin. And I'll put that cash back into a coin that is again at the low, and you can leave 30, 40% to go for the T5, T6 targets, where you can put your sell orders in, because sometimes you can't get the spike all of a sudden. All right, and then the last one, XHV Haven, beautiful. We had the break, got to the T1 support or the target, and now it's just going to find its way, find its rhythm with the rest of Bitcoin getting healthy. We know those levels we need to get past for Bitcoin, and even if Bitcoin just goes sideways, it's a smooth market. So then people will be a little bit more confident, and they can commit that USDT to cryptos. So Haven is still looking fantastic. And then OGN, that's beautiful. We mentioned that was a good take profit zone, the T3. I entered this re-entry zone yesterday, so it's really coming into that zone at the moment. So any place in this area for a re-entry could be good, and then we can just go to the next phase. And we know how it works. If that is on the impulse Elliott wave 1, 2, then we get wave 3 and then 4 to the upside. And then same as what I did with BAT previously, I gave you guys a clue, so I'll give you a clue again today. So this is Rev. This is a coin that we might be covering then tomorrow. So go and have a look at the token, familiarize yourself with the coin as well. Play to earn, very fantastic racing game. So if you want a heads up for what's possibly coming tomorrow, bring someone and let's see what Rev has got in store for us. So then for small cap big gains, anyone on the coupons, you will see there's a 12-month subscription where you can get 10% off. Use the fantasy code. You can literally just copy it there, go to 12 months, say buy now, And on the 12-month and the 6 months that is active, where you can use the coupon code, and fantasy, you apply and it's been applied, you get your discount. So that's active on the 12 and the 6 months. And then we've got the combos, where we had to get Marius's long-term trade reports in there.
Yeah, just stop there quickly. Yeah, but that's really amazing. Just stop there. When you look at the 12-month subscription, you guys, and look, we're not here trying to sell you anything. We just want to give you a special here, a real special. You know, the 12-month subscriptions to my long-term trade reports, this is valuable data. That is $740 for 12 months. I'm giving that away to you to help you, $200. You will never ever find it as low as that. And then the 12-month subscription then is $601 for small cap big gains. So you take that, and even if you have got an active subscription at the moment, and you take that, we can add 12 months onto your subscription for long-term trade reports. I mean, that is going to go off as soon as we're done here Friday, because I'm losing money on this, you know. but guys, take advantage of that while it's there. Over to you, Inus. Sorry to interrupt there.
No, that's perfect. And I wanted to show the people that exactly what Marius is saying. If you had to go just to purchase on his pure long-term trade reports, there you go, 740. So 801 combo, small cap big gains plus long-term trade reports. Thanks, Marius. That's an amazing deal.
And then that's all you really need for the next 12 months, Inus.
Then you sort it. Cryptos.
You do that payment, you forget about everything else. You come and work with us now, and we focus on getting the right coins for you, and you make that money. With one or two great calls, you make that $100 back in so quick. But we want to work with you. Get involved in the channels, guys. Start interacting. Ask questions. Get onto these webinars. It's the best time in the world right now, Inus. In my opinion, yeah. I'm 50 years old now. I can tell you what, I have never seen an opportunity like this. Think about this now. When I was 20, I had to go to the military. You know, this is how we did it in the old days. We went to the military. There was no other opportunities for us. There was not any of these malls around, and, you know, a lot of jobs around. So yeah, then let's fast forward this now to 1999 to the year 2000. That was really the first time that there was some form of opportunity in the World Economic Forum, where property prices rose, where there was a little blurb of something happening, and we had to redo and go back to university and study over and over. I've studied a master's in occupational health and safety. I've got a medical background. I've studied oil and gas, just to jump around from job to job to job. This is how bad it was, guys. And then here in 2008, you know, we got stuck with the world crisis. Many of you may not know that, but many of you do if you're old enough. Guys, now what is coming here now in the cryptocurrency space is something never seen before. If you missed, let's say, the internet, and if you missed Microsoft and all those things and Yahoo, you didn't invest in that, guys, here is the opportunity now. I tell you now, start moving out of your job and start doing this full time. Don't move out fully if you're full-time job, but start doing this part-time and move slowly over to trading cryptos. For the next 7-8 years, there's going to be massive opportunities. There is an important high. Inus and I know about this. There's an important high point coming where you have to exit certain positions. We're going to show you where that is to protect your capital. Then you're going to be out of the market. You're still going to make money in the downtrend. But when that downtrend is on the bottom, we're going to get you back and say buy. Now, this is months from now. We can already see what the market's going to do. And this is the value, and this is the difference between our memberships, our subscriptions that we do. Nobody in the world can come close to us. I'd like to say that we are number one, and I'm going to keep saying it. We are number one. There's nobody that can beat our data. You can see, go through our long-term trade reports. Whenever we come out with analysis, then suddenly like a week or 2 weeks later, other people take it. It's because they look at us first. So you can get the first-hand data, you can get the right calls. And guys, we are souping up our business. We're going to get you better calls, and we want to work with you so that you can make the money. Over to you, Inus. Man, I sound like a preacher here now, and I don't want to sound like a preacher.
No,
but we want to help people. You know, I grew up in an orphanage in South Africa. In Dispatch, I grew up in an orphanage. Many people don't know this. I had nothing. I had to work hard for everything that I want. I know what it feels like to pay rent, not to have food. I know it. Nobody can teach me that. So
Mm.
our heart here is to help people. This is our culture. This is our basis of Bitcoin Trend and Forecast. Over to you.
Mm. Yeah, no, you're 100% right. And that's where we are with Small Cap Big Gains. We're part of a family, and we had our webinar last night. We had a few new members there. So welcome to those that joined on our webinar last night for the first time. And yes, I'm looking forward to join the rest of the guys that's gonna take the memberships, take part of this opportunity, really get into wanting to change your life as well. And I'm looking forward to build this business with Marius for the next few years as well. So thank you, Marius. Thanks for everyone that attended this call. And I will see you on tomorrow's last Friday call. And maybe, just maybe, if you bring someone extra, I will sneak in a third pick, just maybe. So thanks, everybody.
Awesome.
That's it
Thank
from
you very
my
much,
side.
everybody.
There has never been a better or more critical time to become a member. Make the move now to Small Cap Big Gains. Your portfolio will thank you for it.